Frozen, foil-wrapped, and ready in under 30 minutes, TV dinners once ruled America's dinner tables. They promised convenience, modern living, and a full belly with zero dishes. But what started as a clever solution to a turkey surplus became a symbol of an entire generation's eating habits. So, how did we fall in love with TV dinners, and why did we leave them behind? The TV dinner wasn't born in a lab. It was born out of panic. The year was 1953. Swanson, a well-known food company, had wildly overestimated the Thanksgiving demand and was left with 260 tons of frozen turkey sitting in refrigerated rail cars. Let's be clear, that's a lot of turkey. Company executives were scrambling. What could they possibly do with this mountain of meat? Enter Jerry Thomas, a Swanson salesman with a brilliant and slightly unconventional idea. He proposed packaging the turkey with some trimmings in a compartmentalized aluminum tray, similar to what was used on airplanes. The tray would hold turkey slices, cornbread stuffing, sweet potatoes, and peas. But it wasn't just the meal that made history, it was the name. Thomas dubbed it the TV dinner, capitalizing on the exploding popularity of television across America. In the early 50s, TV sets were the ultimate status symbol. Americans were reorganizing their homes, their furniture, even their daily routines around these glowing new screens. And now, thanks to Swanson, you could eat your dinner while watching your favorite shows, from I Love Lucy to The Ed Sullivan Show. It was genius marketing. The first year, Swanson sold over 10 million TV dinners. And just like that, a cultural phenomenon was born. While it wasn't created as a political tool, the TV dinner fits perfectly into the Cold War era. This was a time when Americans were obsessed with speed, convenience, and futuristic technology. Everything from cars to kitchens was being redesigned for efficiency. Home appliances were booming: automatic dishwashers, blenders, electric can openers. The post-war economy was booming, suburban life was expanding, and domestic living was being redefined. And in a world where nuclear annihilation felt like a real possibility, predictability at home had never been more comforting. The TV dinner was a symbol of domestic stability in an unstable world. While the Soviet Union was showcasing tanks and missiles, America was showcasing color TVs and frozen dinners. It was soft power in foil. The aluminum tray became a mini-stage for American values: family, leisure, consumer choice, and innovation. And yes, it also reflected the growing role of women in the workforce. Many women found TV dinners liberating. Less time in the kitchen meant more time for other pursuits. TV dinners fit neatly into the 1950s dream of the modern, efficient household, and that dream was largely marketed to women. Ads showed smiling housewives easily popping a dinner in the oven, often while wearing heels and pearls. And for single men or busy parents, they were a simple solution that didn't require any cooking skills. It wasn't fine dining, but it was freedom, served with a side of peas. By the 1960s and 70s, the TV dinner wasn't just a trend. It was a household staple. Families even bought special TV trays, folding tables designed to hold your dinner while you watched your favorite programs. The menu expanded too. Now you could get meatloaf, Salisbury steak, fried chicken, spaghetti, and meatballs, all in neat, separate compartments. And let's not forget dessert. That gooey chocolate brownie in the bottom corner? Always lava hot, always delicious. Sure, the peas were a little rubbery. The mashed potatoes were suspiciously smooth. But Americans loved them anyway. By this point, other brands jumped into the frozen food game: Morton, Banquet, Stouffer's. Each had their own spin, their own trays, their own take on what America wanted to eat. TV dinners started to appear in pop culture. Characters on sitcoms would eat them on the couch. They became associated with the bachelor lifestyle, with TV shows, with post-school snacks. The idea of eating dinner together around a table started to shift. Instead, families were eating while watching The Brady Bunch or The Price is Right. The TV wasn't just entertainment. It was part of the meal. For kids, TV dinners had a whole other kind of magic. There was something about the tray itself, with all its compartments and sizzling aromas, that made dinner feel like an event. And in a time before smartphones and video games, Sitting down with a TV dinner and a favorite show was a whole vibe. It felt indulgent, fun, and just the right amount of rebellious. By the 1980s and 1990s, everything changed again, with the arrival of the microwave oven. Suddenly, you didn't need 25 minutes and an oven. You just needed 5 minutes and a button that said, "Hi." TV dinners were redesigned for microwave use. Out went the aluminum trays. In came microwave-safe plastics and paperboard. They were lighter, faster, and safer. The meals got bigger, cheesier, and somehow more extreme. Hungry Man dinners promised man-sized portions with names like boneless fried chicken mega meal. It was TV dinner meets professional wrestling. And then came the kids' version, kid cuisine, with dinosaur-shaped nuggets, neon mac and cheese, corn, and a sticker sheet, because dinner should be fun, right? If you were a 90s kid, you probably remember the blue plastic tray that burned your fingers even though the food was still cold in the middle. But hey, there was pudding, and we loved it. There was a certain charm to the ritual. Peeling back the plastic film just a little, hearing the microwave hum, watching the food bubble in weird ways. It felt futuristic, even if the peas tasted like styrofoam. Even school cafeterias got in on the trend. The idea of a complete, compartmentalized meal became the foundation for everything from Lunchables to frozen breakfast sandwiches. But like many pop culture icons, the TV dinner couldn't stay hot forever. By the 2000s, America was shifting again. People started paying attention to what they were eating. Organic, low sodium, all natural. These buzzwords took over grocery aisles, and the old-school TV dinners suddenly looked a bit unhealthy. High sodium, high fat, questionable meat textures. Not exactly clean eating. And let's face it, TV dinners came with a stigma. They were seen as sad, lonely meals. The kind of thing you ate alone in your apartment at 11 p.m., not something you served to your family. Meanwhile, delivery apps exploded. DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats. They could bring you fresh tacos, sushi, or gourmet burgers faster than you could defrost a chicken fried steak. Even the TV part of the dinner became outdated. People now watched shows on tablets, phones, laptops, or not at all. TV dinners didn't fit the way we lived anymore. And just like that, the tray went cold. But don't count out the TV dinner just yet. Sure, it's not the cultural giant it once was, but it's still hanging on, in the back of the freezer aisle. Modern frozen meals have evolved. Now they come with kale, quinoa, wild rice, and sustainably sourced chicken. They say things like plant-based and high-protein instead of Swanson Salisbury surprise. Even celebrity chefs and health-conscious brands have entered the frozen food arena. Now you can get gluten-free pad thai, vegan enchiladas, and protein-packed breakfast scrambles all frozen and ready in minutes. Some companies have even tapped into the nostalgia. You can now find retro packaging or limited edition reissues of classic meals, complete with 1950s-style artwork and throwback names. It's a clever nod to the past, and a reminder of just how much the TV dinner was once a part of American life. The trays may be sleeker, the ingredients trendier, but the bones are the same. A simple heat-and-eat meal, no cooking skills required. And for those of us who grew up with them, there's still a strange comfort in peeling back that film, watching the gravy bubble, and burning your tongue on the corn. Whether you loved them, tolerated them, or secretly missed them, TV dinners were a uniquely American invention. They fed a generation. They changed how we eat. They shaped a culture around convenience, screens, and frozen peas. And no matter how fancy food gets, we'll always remember the simple pleasure of sitting down, flipping on the TV, and hearing that ding. Dinner is served. Who knew a frozen turkey crisis could shape American culture? If you're into the kind of history that won't help on a test, but will make you the most interesting person at dinner parties, hit subscribe. We dig up the stuff your textbook skipped,